Welcome to Swinger University, your horizontal enrichment program. Offering you the naked facts about swinging. Here are your hosts, Ed and Phoebe.
Hi, this is Ed.
And this is Phoebe.
Today we're talking about a situation that wasn't so great.
No.
You may find yourself getting into one of these despite all your great communication and lessons that you've learned from listening to us or throughout life.
Yes. So today we're going to reveal to you one of these sticky situations that we got ourselves into, irregardless of, all of our learning experiences. First, we're going to set the scene. We had an engagement with a couple. Let's call them Anthony and Gigi. We were familiar with their online profile. They had RSVP'd to an exclusive event that we were going to, and they were friends with the host. So there was some connection there, some communication there.
Right. Very, very indirect. Nothing face-to-face, nothing personal.
Correct. Because they ended up never showing up at the exclusive event. But we recognized them at this other venue. They're fun, easy to converse with, hospitable, very free with sharing alcohol, buying drinks, things of that nature.
Right. Good hosts.
Very good hosts. Very good hosts. And at this particular venue, breakfast was a common shared meal.
Right.
And so they invited us over for breakfast. Again, great conversation. Really, really just nice. Everything was super fun and fine. The venue happened to be somewhere that you can't escape from them. You're seeing this person at all the things, dances, dinners, pool time, things like that.
The whole deal. Yeah.
The whole deal. So Anthony and Gigi also knew of another couple that came to this event. And they were friends with them. They had played with them before. And they invited us, which was great. And we had conversation. But Ed and I never really got that vibe from them. Like, the sexy vibe or the thing that you feel with another couple.
Right. Yeah.
So one of the events was this costume party dance, and it seemed like all these assumptions were being made as we're sharing, buying drinks and dancing and with one another. And at some point, Anthony asks me about playing that night. And I said, I'm out of commission, is all I said. And he goes, she was too for the exclusive party. That's why we didn't go. And I said, great. So
like
you
we're
get
on the
it.
Same page.
We're on the same page. You get it. I said, we'd be happy to just watch if you guys are going to play later.
Right.
And I was totally happy to just watch. I can be a bystander. Clearly that did not register. I'm not sure why. Maybe the music was too loud. Maybe too much drinking happened after with them. Was it a cultural thing? Were they just pushy people? Who knows? I can't figure that part out. But that wasn't the only communication.
Right. So we thought we were being direct. We thought we were being clear in our communication. Phoebe says, I'm out of commission.
We want to watch.
Yeah. So clearly even if you assume that someone's on their period and you don't really care, which I have been in that situation before. But the next part of that was, we're only going to watch.
Right.
So we're not connecting.
Right. There was no meeting of the minds, like I thought. We get back to their room, and they were drinking a lot more. So there was more drinking. There was more sharing of drinking. There was no way to say no. I mean, I said no to drinks,
right,
and to other things. They're like, here, yeah.
And I tried to say no to getting another drink because I was like, I'm fine. I've had plenty to drink,
right,
and it still ended up with a glass of wine in my hand.
Yes, and I couldn't tell if they were just too drunk and being pushy, and it was a cultural thing, because we did a lot of toasting. A lot of toasts, lots of toasts. So I'm like, okay, this is the third toast. Why do we have to toast 3 times? So I'm like, okay, maybe it's a cultural thing. I get it, but, or, so maybe they're just trying to be inclusive, I guess is what I'm trying to get to. So I learned to, as the night progressed, to fake sip. Right? I just tipped the glass up, I fake sip. But the first time around, I emptied the glass. Oh, you fill up your glass. I was like, oh, shit. So then I learned very quickly, keep the glass full. Fake sip, keep the glass full. Second round, third round goes around. Oh, you got enough. Right? They didn't even notice. I didn't drink it.
And I did the same thing with that glass of wine where I had a sip, literally a sip, and then set it down because no one was looking.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so now Ed and I are only interested in really one couple. One couple.
3.
Anthony and Gigi. Right. Well, yes, us being the third. We're always interested in ourselves.
Every time
I'm always interested in you. Yes. But we decided we were going to watch.
Right.
I'm out of commission. All right. So we go into the playroom, and here's, in hindsight, what we should have done because of the level of drinking we were observing. We should have made it clear again that we were only watching.
Right.
We did not.
And probably not take clothes off.
Right.
Or kind of participate in that process.
Right.
As much as we potentially did.
Right. And the communication also wasn't passed from Anthony and Gigi to their friends.
Right.
So there was an assumption made on my part that
everybody was on the same page.
Everyone was on the same page. So that was my bad right there.
Yeah.
So the other couple had made this assumption. And they made the assumption that we're full swap and that we're all in. Like, why would they make that assumption without having a conversation with us? Just because we're hanging with their friends? Maybe. By association. But usually...
Slut by association, yeah. That does happen. I mean, most of us are.
Okay, so I guess give them a break for that. I don't know. I mean, we didn't announce it. They didn't ask, so...
Nope, it was...
So, mistake number 2.
It wasn't as clear as we probably should have made.
Correct. We're all in there, and I don't know how it happened. I guess peer pressure is really what happened.
Yeah, it comes down to peer pressure, where you're on the bed, you're naked, and you start getting into the instinctual routine that we do, which is, this is how we play. And then some of it is them asking and asking and asking and kind of wearing you down a little bit.
Right.
Now, honestly, we didn't put up that big of a fight, but
Right.
it was not what we had agreed to.
Right. And I think what happened emotionally was I just felt, I'll go into a little bit more in a second, but I did feel bad about going back on my intent. And I'd just been recovering from a medical procedure, and I was safe to have sex, but I hadn't had sex with Ed yet, so I hadn't really tested it out. So I wanted to, I was nervous about that interaction. Right. And so when he approached me and put on a condom, and I go, oh, I'm not playing. I did say in the playroom, I'm not playing tonight. I'm on my period. And then he goes, oh, that doesn't matter. Exactly what you said earlier. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, fuck. I should have said so. But then the pressure, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll be fine. So when I got on top, thank goodness I was on top because I had control, I could tell I was a little sore. So I cut that interaction off real quick. Like, real quick. Here I was, like, not having sex with anyone. Ed wasn't having sex with anyone because the other woman, their friends.
Right.
I felt really threatened by her, and to this day, I can't figure out why. And sometimes you just don't have a rational reason. I just didn't like her.
Yeah.
Can't explain it. Just didn't like her. Didn't
Something
like him, didn't like her. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Somehow she felt threatening, and I'm like, I'm not going to be okay with that interaction. So Ed's not playing because they're playing, and in a sense, we're sort of watching, but then Gigi, so I think we're out of the woods, then Gigi starts sucking on Ed.
Yeah.
But then he's not getting the full experience because then the other couple comes up behind Gigi. So Gigi's getting like this whole 69 thing, and where focus goes when you're getting fucked and trying to suck and
right out the window.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that didn't work out so well.
No, it's just all very confusing, and yeah.
Here we are, all together in the room. Clothes have come off. Things are happening. And the three of them that were over on our side of the room, my side of the room, started. Two of them, sorry. No, three. See, I can't even count. Three of them were playing, but the woman who I was allowed to play with was on the bottom, so I couldn't get to her. And the other woman was the only woman that was out and like available.
Right. Because I was on the other side of the room.
Right. So, yeah, that was awkward. And so I had a few junior high school dance moments there where I was basically standing by myself.
And so was the other woman, their friend. She had left and come back with some refreshments.
More champagne.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, it was a little awkward.
I think everyone felt awkward or underappreciated except for Anthony and Gigi.
Right, which
is perfect.
As we said in our last episode, always fuck the host. So there you go. So in addition to the kind of awkward position and partners not matching up, there was also this really weird kind of uneasiness that I had because we went into the room with one set of rules, and very quickly every single one of those rules was tossed.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I don't know what page I'm on or what I'm supposed to be doing or not doing, because this went from watch to full fuck.
Right. And
it happened so fast.
And that rule got broke before early on in our swinging, but it was a different type of scenario. And it was
Right.
fun then.
We were
This
in
was
the mood for it at the time, which of course, brings up a really important point. Like, normally Phoebe and I are like 100% DTF. Like, we've gotten to that point where if we like a couple and there's chemistry,
sure.
we will absolutely fuck on the first date
Yes.
and the second and the third. So we're not at that point where we hold off or we're not sure. Like, we're pretty sure about stuff.
Yeah.
And yet, here was the perfect situation. 3 couples, all apparently very horny because we wanted to watch and they wanted to play and everybody wanted to play anyway. But we weren't in the mood for it because of all of this stuff. So
Yeah.
people change their minds. You have things happen where you have to reassess, and it's okay to not be comfortable with a situation and say, I'm not comfortable with this.
Right.
Perfectly fine.
Right. Well, it got worse from here. So, oh my gosh. Wait, where are you? Okay, other side of the room, blah, blah, blah. So, I'm upset with myself because I didn't honor my, my body, and I went ahead and had sex, and, I wasn't quite healed enough. I didn't feel quite right. So then I felt awful about having sex. Then I was worried about, oh my God, did I hurt myself? So then I'm in my head and I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying the room. I'm not enjoying the people. I'm not enjoying anything about it. And I'm like, I just want the fuck out of here.
Right.
So now I'm like, what the hell happened? This whole night just went upside down.
Right.
Ah! So it was such a quick turnaround, and I don't know. We're trying to explain it, but the snowball was so fast.
I'm dead serious
shocked.
with the description of it went from 0 to like full fuck in like 4 seconds. It just happened.
Well, and Gigi was fun and flirty and silly and playful, enthusiastic. She made these
she was having a ball.
Cute sounds when she's having sex. I mean, she reminded me of me. She was hilarious, and
Right.
it was fun to watch her have sex, because at one point we were watching her have sex.
Yeah.
Then, so now I'm laying on the bed with my legs crossed so that nothing happens. And, and so Anthony's, next to me, and he's like stroking me, and he's trying to stick his finger down in there. And I'm thinking, dude, my legs are crossed. Like, nothing's happening.
No.
So I was a little annoyed that he like kept trying, and I'm thinking, this is not working for me. So Meanwhile, Gigi had come over to the side of the room and started playing with Ed.
Right. Pretty much attacked me.
Pretty much attacked you. So now,
if it weren't so awkward, it would have been a lot of fun.
right? So I'm feeling awkward. I'm laying there. I'm not playing. Anthony's not playing. I don't even know what the other couple's doing, but Gigi wants to play with Ed. And Ed, you were in your head. You were worried about me.
Right.
Worried about the rules. What else were you worried about?
Trying to get up off the bed because that was not happening. I tried several times, and for someone so small,
She kept pushing you down.
right?
And so now I'm feeling very distant from Ed, even though I'm literally an arm's length away. I'm feeling very emotionally distant, and I'm reaching out to him, and I'm touching his hand, and he's grabbing for my hand. And this happened 2 or 3 times.
Right.
She smacks my hand away and goes, "No, he's mine."
Right.
And I'm like, okay, listeners, I can tell, I know. you're saying, oh, hell no, bitch. Right? Oh, hell no. So
she did not.
She did not. So, of course, I didn't take that well. And that just, that did not fly. But I was, again, confused because I'm like, what happened to Light? Wait, is she joking? What happened to Light, playful Gigi? Is she trying to be silly? But we didn't know this couple that well for her to be joking in that way. So I didn't take it as a joke, especially since it happened 3 times. So that threw me into a panic, and I promptly sat up and I said, we're going to call it a night.
Exit stage left.
Yep.
So at that point, I was able to get up, and we gathered our stuff and, said goodbye and, kind of bowed out. And
yeah, but, by the end, all in all, it felt really shitty.
Yeah.
Just because we were having a good time the entire evening prior to going in the room, and then everything, like I said, just went to shit.
Yep.
So next time, I mean,
maybe with some like really specific guidelines. Maybe.
I know. I mean, I have no ill will. They're extremely nice people. But I'm not sure it's worth a second date. Because even though I can step up my communication and be very clear and direct, maybe even call them out with some humor, I don't know if they're going to comply, especially that I know now how much they like to drink and how they respond under the influence, right? So they may say, yeah. But then 5 drinks later, they don't remember a thing.
They don't remember it, yeah.
And that's a problem for me. So that's breaking one of our rules. If you can't follow our rules, then
or follow directions.
Follow directions, yeah.
Then
that's we're not. So probably not next time.
Yeah.
It's a probably strong, very strong, probably no.
Right.
I don't know if I can take the risk.
I could imagine situations if it's a large enough group to kind of work around. Because I didn't have a problem with her other than the fact that she wasn't being particularly respectful. But I suspect that's a situational, like that moment in time kind of a thing. But who knows?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know because I didn't see her with the other guy. So
I
don't know how that went.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. Lessons learned for us. These are our lessons. Communicate intent at least twice. Although I think we did that.
Well.
Maybe before the playroom, which we did, and in the playroom. We didn't do it in the playroom.
Because you can have the conversation about what's your play style, which communicates the intent for the night.
Right.
But then once you're in the room, if you can clearly, look into my eyes and then communicate.
Right.
You should the second time just to make sure that everybody knows. Especially because the first couple you talk to and the second or the third and you all end up in the same room, it's good to have the powwow around the room because these other couples may not have had that conversation too. For example, we didn't have the conversation with the other couple, just with Anthony and Gigi. So,
right. That was our bad. Mm-hmm.
So at least twice, once in the playroom and once before.
Right. Make sure all parties hear your wishes. The whole look into my eyes.
Exactly.
Don't assume the other couple communicated your wishes. You already said that. Right. And, third, don't be too hard on yourselves. We weren't too hard on ourselves. What works most of the time doesn't work all the time. So, give yourselves a break. We gave ourselves a break. We took some time to process it and talk through it. And we were really bummed that this happened. But
this is a great episode for the podcast. So
right? To be honest and say,
here's your lemonade.
We fuck up too. God damn it.
Yeah.
So, it was a big bummer, and, it felt crappy, but
on the whole, we still had a great weekend, and
we
had
did
a good time. So to let like an hour's worth of time from that whole weekend kind of overshadow it sucks, but I think we're coming away with a little perspective from it, and it wasn't such a bad weekend.
Right. So in closing, catalog your experience as the new yellow flag, and then move forward by allowing time to process your feelings, talk with your partner, journal. Journaling helps me a lot, and figure out what went off course, and then how to correct it.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
The Swinger University needs your help. If you like our podcast, let the world know, or at least tell a fellow swinger or two. Not only will you be helping us, you'll be helping your fellow swing lifestylers. Please rate and review us on Apple, Google, and Amazon podcasts. You can share your favorite episodes on social media. We're at TikTok at Swinger University, Twitter and Instagram at SwingU Podcast. Email us at swingeruniversity@gmail.com and visit our website at swingeruniversity.com, where you can find more information as well as visit our affiliates page to get a free 30-day membership at Cassidy.com. Thank you for listening to Swinger University, your horizontal enrichment podcast.